Donald Trump is fed after his former campaign chief was charged as part of an investigation into Russian interference in last year's election, an aide has said. Sam Nunberg, an advisor to the Republicans' presidential campaign, said Paul Manafort's indictment showed Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller would go over every financial dealing of Trump's businesses and allies. He suggested the president may not be able to survive the probe alongside dwindling approval ratings. Mr. Manafort and business associate Rick Gates are under house arrest after pleading not guilty to 12 charges including money laundering and conspiracy to defraud the U.S. As part of the same investigation, Mr. Trump's former foreign policy advisor George Papadopoulos has admitted making false statements to the FBI about his contact with the Russian government. Here's what Manafort's indictment tells me: Mueller is going to go over every financial dealing of senior Trump advisor and son-in-law Jared Kushner and the Trump Organization, Mr. Nunberg told Vanity Fair. Referencing the president's worst approval rating since his election, he added, Trump is at 33% in Gallup. You can't go any lower. He's fed. The results of Gallup's latest tracking poll were gathered before it had emerged Mr. Mueller's team had filed indictments against 3 of his former campaign staff. The survey found 63% of Americans were unhappy with the president's performance. Mr. Nunberg, a Republican political analyst, described Mr. Kushner as the worst political advisor in the White House in modern history. Mr. Trump is reported to blame Mr. Kushner for his role in decisions, such as the firing of FBI Director James Comey, that led to the Russia probe. Mr. Nunberg worked as an advisor to Mr. Trump's presidential campaign until August 2015, when he was fired after allegedly posting racist comments on Facebook. He was later accused of breaching a confidentiality agreement by leaking a story about tensions within the campaign. He claimed the allegation was an attempt to silence him after he endorsed Ted Cruz. Mr. Trump sued for $10 million, £7.5 million, but the dispute was settled out of court. Reuse content.